It's your girl Cameron, and I'm back at it again with another video. And today we're going to be getting into something I've been wanting to talk about for so long. I'm going to be ranking Ariana Grande's albums. So she has come out with 5 thus far. We have, starting from the beginning, Yours Truly, My Everything, Dangerous Woman, Sweetener, and Thank You Next. I'm going to be rating these albums in order, kind of going in depth, doing a deep dive into all of this. Warning, if you only know 5 songs, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I respect people's opinions, but when we're talking about an entire discography, listen, you can't just know the radio songs. So, I'm already putting that down. I personally feel like I have a pretty unpopular opinion. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. Actually, I've been wanting to do this video idea for so long. You guys know that I react to music on my channel. I just kept saying, you know what, no, I don't want to do this. Like, who cares? The other day, I kid you not, I saw a YouTuber that I really like. I'm gonna put her channel on the screen. But she did a video ranking Ari's albums, and I was like, this is a sign. I need to do this video. So before anybody says anything, if you've seen that video, I didn't get the idea from her, and I'm sure other people have done it, but she re-inspired me to sit down and film this for you guys today. So that's what we're doing. Please like, comment down below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Give me your order. Give me your list order, respectful opinions, and informed opinions. So please hit that subscribe button. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna have a great time. I got my drink, and I got my snack. Drink and snack. So I would advise you right now, pause this video, go get a drink and snack, and we're gonna get cozy while we're all quarantined. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. I'm pulling up her albums, okay? And we are going to count from my favorite to my least favorite, because for me it's easier for me to describe what I like about something and then progress downwards versus trying to tear down projects at the bottom that I still love. I love R&B music, okay? My preferred style of music for Ariana is R&B music. I love her R&B songs. I feel like they always go crazy. So that has a huge influence, I think, on my opinion. But I do like her pop hits. I'm just typically the type of person that most of her singles that she chooses, I understand why they're definitely pop hits, but they tend not to be my favorite songs, and that's gonna have a huge play in how I rank these albums. Number 1, my favorite. Y'all about to kill me, especially Ariana fans. Okay, my favorite Ariana Grande album is Sweetener. I know. You're mad at me. You're mad. You're mad. I feel like we didn't get enough time to let Sweetener digest, and I continued listening to the project and I loved it. I think some people were jumping the gun. Let's get into Sweetener. So Sweetener was, I believe, produced by Pharrell. Pharrell is a legend, an icon when it comes to songwriting, producing. A lot of some of my favorite songs growing up, R&B songs, were produced by Pharrell. I think there was a sense of nostalgia within this album, and that is one of the reasons why I love it. And I think that she was experimenting sounds that she's always wanted to experience, and I think Sweetener has some songs on there that do not sound like any of her other songs. Let's get into this. Some of my favorite songs, one of my favorites is Blazed, and this song was shitted on.
It's something on you.
Look at your
Look. Oh, the haters, get them off of you.
Okay, people hated Blaze, and at first I wasn't sure about it, but something about Blaze, again, reminds me of like a early 2000s R&B hit. Super like funk vibe, but with that R&B taste, and it really just shows like Ariana is really hitting that, and Pharrell is killing it. R.E.M., iconic. Okay, that's all I gotta say about that one. I love the song Sweetener. I'm sorry, there's not one song on this project that I hate. The only exception, the one that I don't care for, is The Light Is Coming, and I think a lot of us can agree on that one. But Successful, every time, every time. Breathin'. That is one of her pop singles that I was like, yes, I like this one a lot. We got Better Off. Better Off is one of my favorite Ariana Grande songs of all time. And that's just on period. And that's just on, that is a beautiful masterpiece. She always has a great orchestra, but something about the song was just so mature, right? I think I like the mature music Ariana is doing. And I feel like Sweetener to me was just, she introduced a new version of herself. Controversy. Pete Davidson is one of my favorite Ariana Grande songs ever. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete. Now, this is where, oh, and Get Well Soon, amazing. All of these are just nice R&B bops with a few pop ones in there. Here's my thing. I feel like a lot of Ariana fans did not like this album, okay? Pharrell, first off, this is the first thing. Pharrell's producing style, like his production style, is very different. It is not like sounds that we are hearing now, okay? Like, let's take the song Successful, for example. When I heard it for the first time, I was like, I didn't know how to feel about it, but when I got into that beat, it just has a different sound. Successful to me sounds like a Mariah Carey song, and before y'all hate on me, I love Mariah Carey though. I love her, and they don't sound anything alike. They just have a lot of vocal ranges and things like that. But Successful to me sounds like a song produced by Pharrell, sang by Mariah Carey on her Emancipation of Mimi album 2005. That's what that was giving me, and I was living for it. I was like, I know this sound with the help of Pharrell, because that wouldn't have happened without him. So I think the first thing is the production was just very different on some of the songs, right? Right. Number two, this was, I would honestly say the style, okay? I think sometimes there's people who kind of discriminate against R&B a little bit, okay? Pop is popular. I get it. But I think some people, some of her OG fans, or some of the people who like the pop-in radio hits, which happen to be pop songs, prefer when Ariana does more of a pop sound. I don't think that this album was any of that. You guys see that I'm referencing a lot of like nostalgia with early 2000s R&B. That's what I grew up listening to. So you can see already my connection with this album, which some people might not have, especially if R&B is not your cup of tea. I think that's where some of the dissonance was coming from, because a lot of people see Ariana as a pop artist and I see Ariana as a pop R&B artist. Number three, let's get into it. Y'all just, this was Pete Davidson era, okay? The Sweetener era was Pete Davidson era. Pete Davidson, I don't discriminate. That song goes crazy and I will always listen to that song. At this point, y'all are going to have to just live with it. She has to live with it. I thought she was a little crazy when she named the song Pete Davidson, but it's there. So I think some people, and I've seen this, that like a lot of people just don't want to give the album the attention or the time of day because of that reason. Like, oh, F Pete, like F Pete Davidson, like he really ruined her life, which, nah, not really. But I really think that this project was special, and I think it was kind of overshadowed, and it was only given, like, I would say like a good month to live its life. And then everybody was like, oh, on to the next. And you know, when Thank You Next came out, it was kind of over for Sweetener. Those are the three reasons why I think a lot of Ariana fans, or some, really like express their dislike for this album, and I just think it's my favorite one. So that's my number one. I know people are already gonna be like, this puta, this girl. My second, number two, is Thank You Next, which this one's hard for me to even choose. Hold on, do I want to take that back? No, I can't take it back, because this was probably her most iconic era, so I cannot discredit that. So Thank You Next was definitely an era where I think everybody kind of hopped on the Ari train. When she dropped Thank You Next, everyone was listening to, everyone loved that song. People who were like, I don't really like Ariana Grande's music, were like, I like Thank You Next. And I love that song. I think that's actually one of my favorite Ariana songs. And at first I was like, I think I've heard better. But with the emotional attachment and her transparency, I thought was beautiful. And I have to give her credit for that. So Thank You Next, the album, to me is number 2. Now there's a few factors why this isn't my number 1, and why it's my number 2. I feel like there were some beautiful moments on this album, and I could not deny that. Ghostin' is top 5, top 3 favorite Ariana song of all time. There's no way, I'm sorry, like based off of that song alone, I don't think I could have put it any lower. This album I loved just in general, and that song, because she was so vulnerable. A beautiful cinematic masterpiece. Comment down below if you agree. I think we all can. I think we all shed a little tear when we heard it for the first time. Here's the thing. This is also why it's number 2. There are several songs on here. There's some iconic moments, okay? But there are just some songs on here that I just skip. For example, Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored. If it wasn't pushed on the radio so much, I just really didn't care for the song that much. That's me. And I was just like, it's alright. There was better songs on the album that I would have preferred as like a radio single. Another one, Y'all Are Going to Come For Me. When it comes on, I'll do a little cute dance to it, but I just really don't like the song NASA. It doesn't do anything for me. It's like bubblegum pop. And I love her. But if you love someone, you're gonna keep it real, okay? Ariana doesn't even love every song she's made. So don't even go there. NASA for me is just a no. Like, I think I have a bias, so I think I low-key kind of liked it, and I will admit it. I kind of just tried to like it because it was her song, and I was like, if anybody else sang this song, no. Bloodline doesn't do anything for me either. It's cute. It don't do nothing for me. I could have lived without that song in my life. I didn't even talk about 7 Rings. 7 Rings is cute, but it's not the best song she's made. I think it was a little overhyped. And I think it was because it was just so drastic for Ariana. And I thought the trap was cute, but she wasn't even really singing. So for me, after a while, it was just like, I was like, Ariana's getting all this attention for the song, but like she has some bomb music on her albums that people just overlook because they get tired of hearing like these types of songs. But yeah, this is my number 2 because of just the good songs were amazing. Okay, in my opinion. So that's my second one. So third is Yours Truly. Period. Yours Truly is an amazing, it hurt me. I'm being dramatic. It really, like, I was in between switching Thank You Next and Yours Truly. I was really between the two, but then I was like, Thank You Next. That album, that era is just so meaningful that I just couldn't disrespect it like that. But Yours Truly, her first album, a masterpiece. We like reviewing everything. And I was just like, this is amazing. The lyricism, the storytelling, the beats, which I believe this album was produced by Babyface, another R&B legend. Going through this, some of you guys might have not been around during Yours Truly, but girl, this was when everybody was like, Ariana Grande? Some of my favorites off of this album, Honeymoon Avenue. The lyricism in the song, beautiful. She's telling a story. Just listen to the lyrics, okay? The metaphors, the car metaphors, the driving metaphor, amazing. Baby I, amazing. Right there, amazing. Big Sean and Ariana collabs are always the best. Loving it, amazing. Piano, that is one of my favorite pop songs Ariana has ever done. Daydreaming, amazing. The Way, amazing, featuring Mac Miller, rest in peace. You'll Never Know. You'll Never Know is one of the best Ariana Grande songs, point blank, and the period. I don't care what anybody has to say. You Will Never Know. Listen to it right now. Almost Is Never Enough. Wow. A ballad. And it really showcased her vocals. I think at this moment we were really able to see that, along with Tattooed Heart. Amazing. Every song is amazing on this album. And it is one of the strongest to me debut albums of an artist present day, especially in her genre. And that's just that. Like, I think we can all agree that Yours Truly was a masterpiece that deserves so much respect. And don't forget it. Number 4. When I say this, you'll be able to guess my least favorite. This is really hard for me. Hold on. I'm starting to change my mind. Okay, I know my answer. We're gonna go number 4, Dangerous Woman. I was super reluctant to do this because, yeah, we'll get into why. Dangerous Woman. I think I made the right choice. Moonlight. I've been listening to that song a lot lately, and it is just beautiful. So dreamy, magical. We have the old, like, not doo-wop, but it's very similar to like a Daydreamin' or a Tattooed Heart. You see what I'm saying? So I love Moonlight. Another one that I really loved was Let Me Love You. We got our R&B. We got our R&B hit right there. That song is amazing. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't listened to that song, I highly 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 recommend, with Lil Wayne. Leave Me Lonely featuring Macy Gray is a very beautiful vocal performance. It's not my favorite, like, oh, I'm gonna play this, but when it does come on, like when I'm on shuffle or whatever, when it comes on, I just am in awe. And Macy Gray is iconic in her own right. Sometimes. I love Sometimes. There is that one song always on an Ariana project that I think people forget about that I just absolutely am obsessed with. For Thank You Next, I feel like that's in my head. And for Dangerous Woman, that's Sometimes. I absolutely love that song. I also love I Don't Care. I did a solo my senior year of high school, which was about 3 years ago, to I Don't Care because I loved it so freaking much. It's such an R&B tone. It's like R&B soul, not even just R&B. It's R&B soul. I'll put a clip right here. The instrumentation, the bass, it is just a masterpiece, and I loved it. And one of my favorite Ariana Grande songs ever is New Better Forever Boy. I absolutely love that song, and I think I really liked how for the first time she played with the, what do you call it, making 2 songs in one. So, and I believe she got this inspiration from one of her really close friends who is a songwriter for her, Victoria Monet. She came out with a project, I believe prior to Dangerous Woman, called Nightmares and Lullabies. But Victoria is known for, or has songs where she does 2 songs in one, and I absolutely am obsessed with that. We get like this super savage vibe in the beginning, and then in the end, the second half is super sweet and like, lovey-dovey. I love it. My absolute favorite is Be All Right. I knew the choreography. This is the song. This is the one. So for that reason, I just listed off a lot of songs that I liked. But I am missing a few, if you noticed. I don't really care for Side to Side. I don't. I've not listened to that song a day in my life. Let's just say I would never voluntarily listen to the song. If it was on the radio, I would be in the car like, hey, Ariana, like supporting, but I never voluntarily listened to Side to Side. No. Dangerous Woman. I like it, but I don't know if it's really my style. The guitar, awesome. I loved how she incorporated that. That was the first time that I want to say that she really incorporated like an electric guitar like that, and I thought that was so dope. Every Day, no, I'm sorry, no. Greedy is one that grew on me. It grew on me. When I first heard the album, I was like, why? She gave us like the 70s moment. I was like, why? And sometimes I'm still like, why? I could have lived without a song, but it's cute. It's really not that bad. I don't know. This album was super pop, and that probably has a lot to play into my feelings about it. I have nothing against pop music at all, or else I wouldn't like Ariana Grande so much. You guys can kind of guess by process of elimination, which is my last. This hurts me, but my everything. This hurts me because there are some on here that are just amazing. For example, I absolutely love Best Mistake. Sorry, I'm smacking. Song, Big Sean's verse was absolutely phenomenal. And that'll forever be a song that I will always listen to. Break Your Heart Right Back with the Diana Ross. Don't come in. And then you got the Diddy, the Biggie connection. R&B hip hop, come on. With Childish Gambino, Love Me Harder is amazing. Hands on Me is another like reminiscent of early 2000s, maybe more like a mid 2000s moment. Hands on Me, come on. With A$AP Ferg, come on. My Everything is absolutely beautiful. And some of the deluxe songs, only one is phenomenal. Her runs in that song, crazy. That's probably another one of my like top. Be My Baby, Cashmere Cat. Cashmere Cat is a beast, and I want them to work together a little more. But that's a really cute song. So there are some moments I really liked. But there's some moments, oh, and One Last Time is really good. And I said Love Me Harder, correct? Yes. But there's some on here that are just very blah. To me, Problem. It was cute when I was 13, but the more I look back at it, I'm like, I do not like this song. Why Try? To me, that's just a very like blah song. It's alright. It's alright. Break Free. I told you, if you just like the radio hits, this might not be for you. It was cute at the time, but it still really wasn't like my favorite. I gotta say, like the singles for this album, I just did not like. So that's why I guess I would have to give this one the last place, but there are some amazing moments on this album. Don't get it twisted. So recap. My number 1 is Sweetener. My number 2 is Thank You Next. My number 3 is Yours Truly. My number 4 is Dangerous Woman. And my number 5 is My Everything. That was hard. Even if you look at Yours Truly, super R&B album. I mean, they called her pop. The Way was not a pop song. I don't care which way you slice it, dice it. They said it was a pop song because she was a white girl. And they do that to black people. If you're a black person, like, for instance, look at this. Normani sings the song Motivation. Ariana helped write it. Now, I would say that some people would automatically put the song Motivation in the R&B category because of the color of Normani's skin. Okay? But if Ariana were to sing the same song, it would be considered pop. And that's just how it is. Ariana can make so much R&B music, but no one's gonna, like, mainstream is not gonna call it R&B. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I just think her R&B songs are so strong, and I think that her roots, like, for crying out loud, one of her inspirations is India.Arie. That's not normal for a lot of people. Like, India.Arie is like iconic R&B. Some of you guys probably don't even know who that is. And that's why with her R&B, I'm here. She's got Ariana has the endorsements of people like Aretha Franklin, Auntie Patty. Come on. Had songs with Stevie Wonder, Shaka Khan, Macy Gray. Like, this girl, she ain't one to play with. So I'm telling you, like, her R&B music to me is where it's at. She has it. So I think that's what shaped a lot of my opinion. So I'm trying to be as thorough as possible so you guys can understand my opinion. But that kind of concludes this conversation. Go check out my girl's video. I will link it on the screen above. But go check hers out. I haven't watched it yet, but I will once I make this video. I didn't want her opinion to influence mine. I wanted to make this first and then watch her video. So go check hers out too, because it might be interesting to see how ours pair up. And comment down below Do you agree with me? I'm sure some of you guys won't agree with that first pick. You might not appreciate it like I do, but that's fine. Comment down below. Please hit that subscribe button. We're going crazy all quarantine. And check out my other Ari reactions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.